Welcome back again. This is United Inside News. The BBC were forced to apologize after a Manchester United star swore live on air. But viewers at home branded the X-rated moment the best thing ever. United ace Lucia Garcia spoke to the media following her equalizer in her side's dramatic 2-1 comeback win in the WSL opener at Aston Villa. However, in the heat of the moment, the Spanish forward dropped a major F-bomb. Player of the match, Garcia boomed into the microphone. She then continued, "It was a tough match. We fought, and we must rest for Friday when we have a match, so we need to be ready." Meanwhile, bosses at Manchester United are looking for a new, emerging talent expert. The club are worried about fewer players coming through their ranks and have advertised for a scout to focus on 17, 20-year-olds. It has been several years since the likes of Marcus Rashford, Jesse Lingard, and Scott McTominay broke through as academy players. Hannibal Mabry has begun to work his way into the side after several impressive performances under Erik ten Hag. But the lack of homegrown players developed remains a concern for the Red Devils. On the other side, Manchester United have been handed a blow in their hopes of signing Adrien Rabiot from Juventus. Tuttosport have reported that the Italian outfit are set to open talks with Rabiot over a new deal. United had come close to signing the midfielder in the summer, but reports suggested Rabiot turned down the move. On the other side, the Manchester Giants are still crying out for midfield reinforcements as Erik ten Hag battles to retrack his side's off-the-rails season. Manchester United legend Peter Schmeichel hasn't held back with his scathing review of Sofiane Amrabat's full Premier League debut. Amrabat played the full 90 minutes during United's 1-0 home loss to Crystal Palace yesterday, and Schmeichel has made it clear that he wasn't impressed by the Moroccan. He said, "We talked about Amrabat before the game. It is his first full Premier League game, and he has just not had a great game. He gives a silly foul away, which leads to this free kick." Amrabat fouled Jordan Ayew in the first half, which gave Palace a free kick, which led to Joachim Andersen scoring the game's only goal. Again and again. Sheikh Jassim takeover to be completed this month as Jadon Sancho breaks cover. Manchester United are reeling after yet another Premier League defeat against Crystal Palace, left Erik ten Hag and his players languishing in 10th position on 9 points after 7 matches. United were beaten for the 4th time already in the league this season at Old Trafford on Saturday afternoon. A goal midway through the first half from Joachim Andersen was enough to settle the scores. Despite welcoming back Scott McTominay and Christian Eriksen from illness for that defeat, selection and fitness problems continue to mount for United this campaign. Lisandro Martinez, foot, has been ruled out for months, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw weeks away from returning. Amid ongoing question marks over Jadon Sancho and his future at the club, United have been linked with a swoop for Juventus star Federico Chiesa as a possible replacement. Reports from the Spanish media indicate it would take a fee of around $60 million to lure him away from the Italian giants during the January transfer window. Meanwhile, Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho has been spotted watching the academy team at Carrington alongside Kobbie Mainoo following his fallout with manager Erik ten Hag last month. Following the defeat to Arsenal, ten Hag told the media Sancho was not in the first-team squad due to his training performances. The 23-year-old refuted this claim on social media and declared he had been made a scapegoat at Old Trafford on a miserable Saturday afternoon, while United once again prepared for a Premier League clash. Sancho was back at Carrington with Mainoo. The young central midfielder is currently out of the squad due to an ankle injury suffered during the preseason tour of the U.S. Sancho and Mainoo posed for a photo with fans as the young Reds put Newcastle United to the sword. Ruben Curley and Shea Lacey's braces, combined with an Ethan Wheatley penalty, secured a comfortable 5-1 victory over the Magpies in the U18 Premier League. While Mainoo will hopefully be back in action soon following his injury, it is unclear where the future lies for Sancho. Men's Sport understands the Englishman is open to a move in January should his exile from the squad continue. Dortmund and Barcelona have both been linked with his signature, again and again. BBC pundit Chris Sutton was unimpressed by Sofyan Amrabat as the summer signing continued in an unfamiliar position. Morocco international Amrabat was signed as a central midfielder, but has been forced to fill in at left back thanks to an injury crisis at Old Trafford. Given away a free kick, being driven back towards his own goal by Jordan, AU, and he palms it. A keeper would be proud of that, Sutton said. He's not looked comfortable in that left-back position today like a fish out of water. Former Premier League champion Sutton was more impressed by Palace's defenders. All the Palace defense, but particularly Guehi and Anderson at center-backs, have been absolute rocks, he said. So, here are Mount's reaction to Palace loss. We want to win these games, the summer signing said. We know we need to win these games, and it's been a difficult start. As soon as they got the goal, they defended really well. They got bodies behind the ball and made it difficult to create. We had a few chances, but it wasn't enough. We know we need to go back and look at the areas that we need to improve on, and we need to improve because we want to win games. We want to win every competition we're in. We want to go right to the end, so it's a tough one to take. On the other side, Antony's return to Manchester United was decided after a crucial meeting with the club's women's team on Friday. The Brazilian returned to the UK earlier this week and was questioned by Greater Manchester Police over allegations of physical assault put forward by his girlfriend, Gabriella Cavallin, which he denies. United had given him a leave of absence on full pay, but have now brought him back to Carrington. To ensure the club's female players were comfortable, Director of Football John Murtoff and Chief Communications Officer Ellie Norman held a meeting with United's women's team to explain the decision and open the floor to any issues of Antony returning. Eric Ten Hag has refuted claims his Manchester United side is becoming too easy to play against on home soil after suffering defeat against Crystal Palace on Saturday. After such outstanding form last season at the Theatre of Dreams, remaining unbeaten in the league after the opening day reverse to Brighton and Hove Albion, and in all competitions since the Europa League defeat to Real Sociedad, the Reds have now lost to the Seagulls and Palace in successive home fixtures, again and again. Ten Hag has had to field questions on high-profile matters that even out of place at a club of United's magnitude. There may come a point when you ponder whether anyone could be successful in this environment. He guided United to a third-place Premier League finish and ended a 6-year trophy drought at the first time of asking, lifting the Carabao Cup in February. The Red Devils also reached the FA Cup final, losing to a freak opening minute strike and a De Gea blunder early in the second half that completely killed the momentum from Bruno Fernandes's equalizing penalty. As striking as United's regression has been this term, Ten Hag undoubtedly has credit in the bank. The current form can't continue, but for now, he deserves patience and support from the fan base.